Hi everyone. Hi. Hi. Okay, so what is the theme of today? Today it's I don't want to say special because I said that a few times already about some topics, but it's kind of maybe the one I cared the most about. Hmm? Sort of in a way. Uh because we can talk about uh, laws and morals, and we can talk about intelligence or whatever. And those things matter. Obviously, they're important, and they're fun, and they're, I guess, not fun in their own way, but like they're fun to talk about and all. But um, what something that really matters, and it really matters to me at least, which is today's topic, is relationships, right? Yes. Um, and in detail, romantic relationships, right? And it's kind of yeah, really special to me because I really care about this, like at least the ideas that I will talk about today, and I'm really, really mad and really annoyed at what's going on with relationships in the world, in with everyone else. So it really matters a lot to me, and you will definitely see why. And like uh, that, really, I'm really, really, really disappointed with the state of where relationships are in this year, in this last years at least. And I will like give a little bit of a very tiny, like historical um background, I guess. Like it can be a little bit useful to know where how the past influenced the today. But as you will understand later, this actually has very little importance for actually now, exactly now, past like 5, 10 years, 20 years, so very recent. um and yeah, so I guess let's just start, right? So um first of all, I guess, what are the problems, I guess? Yeah, sure. What are the problems of relationships of today? um I feel like the biggest and most generic thing, like this thing can have multitude other things in it. It's very large, and in it there's a lot more precise and complex problems. But yeah, the main thing is that people, I feel like, get in relationships out of like boredom, or um, kind of almost like relationships are a human thing, and so I do it. Like, okay, sure, whatever. And I will talk about how this is incredibly wrong and incredibly horrible for me, and what this leads to. And this is not this is really not how it's supposed to be. You and everyone else should want a relationship because you want to love someone, because you want to dedicate your life to someone. And um and like a lot of the times I think uh there are many things in general where talking about very seriously about stuff, or very like big commitment and all of that, can sound a bit annoying and a bit too serious. This is the only example really, where that's not the case. Like me saying that you should that committing your life, your entire life, to one person is normal, to me is not really ridiculous, and it's not too and it's not too much, and it's not like boring and too much commitment, you know, like saying that you should commit to studying and to getting a job and working and earning, like that's too serious if I said it like that. But a relationship, no way. To me, it's just so important and so beautiful and all of that. So I guess maybe I can say why, at least why I think this is the reason. First of all, because people are dumb, and I mean this is kind of a reasoning. Can I say that? Mm, this is one of those things where I don't even need to give you proof of that, right? Like, I don't even need to explain what I mean, explain what, if I'm right or not. Like, people are dumb, period. And people being dumb doesn't like exactly match the problem of relationships. It it creates problem everywhere. So and relationship are one of those things, right? So uh, you will. I didn't say this directly, but basically every single problem I will ever talk about, it's are problems caused by humans, by ourselves, by people being stupid and idiots and lacking brain capabilities, right? And this is certainly one of them, because sure, you might say, so if I don't want to commit to someone my whole life, I'm an idiot. And I'm no, that's not exactly what I'm saying. Like, you're free to do whatever you want, obviously. The idiots are the people that like do want a relationship but are not willing to commit in the relationship. And especially when you find someone else that wants to, that's what I will talk about this later. So um no, you're not stupid if you don't want to commit, but if you don't want to commit, you shouldn't want a relationship. And you can not want a relationship, it's your life and all of that. So um and quite honestly, I do think, though, I did say, like, no, not really, that's not what I'm saying. What I meant by this is, yes, I'm not saying you're dumb or an idiot, but I do think it is a problem, a general problem, that one person will not want to commit to a relationship. Now, if it's one person, sure, no problem. If it's 10 people, no problem, no big deal. If it's 2000, okay, that's okay. I mean, it's fine, right? There are 8 billion people on Earth, right? If it's millions that don't want to commit to a relationship in the way I say, then to me it starts becoming a big problem. And what this causes, I will tell in a little bit, right? So, um, yeah. So this is first. The first issue is human stupidity, right? The second issue is lack of commitment, like I said now, and uh, I guess the other reason is historical stuff. Like, I uh, I will say I have a little bit of a traditional idea about relationship, at least the way people understand that word. However, I really don't like our relationship played out traditionally, so in the past, because the women were inferior and all of that. I don't need to explain this. Okay, so I really don't like how relationship played out in the past, and today, let's say, like, you know, men are biologically built to hunt and gather resources and provide for the family, and women are biologically made for sustaining the family, and uh, caring for the kids and all of that, right? So this is not. I'm not against this. I support this because this is biology, right? You can't argue against biology, right? Um, and this kind of approach is totally possible in today's world. It's completely possible. There is no how do people say it? Sexism or misogyny. I really no, misogyny is hate of women, right? I don't remember what the word is, but like there is none of that. Oh, patriarch. Yes, there is none of that. Like, just because one individual in the family cares about needs to provide something doesn't mean they're better than the other. That's incredibly stupid. But um, the thing that one cares about something and the other cares about something else, I don't have a problem with that because we are built like that. Like, if my child is feeling sad about something, I will trust my wife or my girlfriend more than myself to help him or help her, right? Because I know that women are better at doing that, especially mothers, right? You're the child mother, right? Um, if I need to care about if there are problems in the family, I expect my wife to rely on me, not completely rely on me, but like uh, she knows I will be in charge of solving those problems. And first of all, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it for two main reasons. First of all, because I love her, and I'm super like committed to her and all of that, right? That's another reason why commitment is important. If you're not committed, you're not willing to solve all of your wife's problems, or you're not willing to grow up kids or care about your kids as much, and cook and clean or all of that, right? Generically, this is not always like this. In general, please, okay. Uh, you're not willing to do that as much if you're not that committed. That's why commitment is important. And I will say this now before I forget. I definitely said this one time, like, you cannot force motivation. You absolutely cannot. If either is there or it's not there. And it is true also about commitment. Like, you cannot force anyone to be committed to someone. But, and this is like where the problem is to me. It feels like people should be able to commit, right? And they don't. Like, a lot of people are definitely able to do that. Like, it just you just know like they just give too little importance to relationships and all of that. And some don't. Like, some are not able to do that, and that's the other problem, right? So the problem is people that are not capable of doing that for whatever reason, and people that are capable of doing that but decide not to for whatever reason, right? And probably this video in general is more of my opinion. It's a lot more of my opinion and less about facts and logical and objective things. Of course, I believe my opinion is right, but it doesn't mean like when I tell you those things, I'm not thinking like 1 plus 10 is 11. I'm thinking, okay, this is my opinion. I can see why someone will disagree. I like, if they disagree, they're not brain dead, you know, they're not mentally incapable of thinking. But I still believe I'm right, of course. Then, where was I? Yeah, I was talking about like the problems. Mm-hmm. Okay, like, yeah, the historic point, right? So um, I said relationship in the past were not great. For the principles were okay, and the execution was terrible. And today we and the execution was terrible for um, you know, it wasn't entirely their fault. Like, if you struggle to survive, to barely survive, then I can see why, you know, finding a perfect relationship is not your first priority. Like, I can understand it, right? We're humans still. And that's why I can't criticize them too much. But today, we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about survival. We don't have to worry about, um, like, you can find a job, women can find a job, you know, and all of that. So you don't have to worry about that. So there is really no reason to, there is no excuse to, like, treat the traditional values in the wrong way. But the problem is the traditional values are gone. Now, this is an incredibly bad issue, incredibly terrible issue. Um, I I can't really explain to myself why people do this. Uh, that like I literally cannot, because when I see someone thinking like this, I simply cannot visualize what happened in their mind to think like this. So people got more freedom, you could say, right, in the past 50 or 70 years, right? Um, and I really don't get why people decided that freedom meant, okay, I can do whatever the fuck I want. No, like, oh, like, sure, it's true, but why would you? Why would you do something bad on purpose? That doesn't make sense to me. So people decided that traditional values were not good enough somehow, and so they decided that, I'm not willing to, I'm too lazy to commit that much to someone. I'm uh, I'm too lazy to care about an entire part of my problem, or the problems in the house and all of that. I'm I'm too proud and too greedy to use my limited money to please my partner. Like, I don't know why people decided that this was a good idea, because it really destroys the whole beauty of relationship, like of relationships, like relationships. Yes, because how beautiful is it when you have someone and that someone is always in your mind, and like they're above everything. When you see something they like, you notice it. Like, let's say they tell you that they like because let's say like they tell you they really love one particular flavor of ice cream, right? Um, Now suddenly you start noticing it, right? Let's say it's like not that common and you pass by a random ice cream store and you see it, like you instantly think of that person. And this is not about ice cream. This is about every single thing. How beautiful is that? Or how beautiful is it when you could like spend money on a game or on clothes, I guess, uh, or on food for yourself, right? But how much better is it to spend them for someone? To say, okay, I'm so happy to spend this money for her. In my case, how beautiful is that? Saying, okay, spending so much time like researching because you know they love something, anything. So you spend so much time finding like the cutest thing possible for them, right? And spending your money for that. That is so beautiful. And this doesn't work for people because first of all, many people don't have the commitment and don't have the patience and don't have they're so greedy they don't they're like, oh, I have like 150 euros. No, spending 30 of them for my girlfriend is too much. Like, no, it's not. Even if you're at 30 and you have to spend 30, that's not too much. Like, of course you have to think about your responsibilities and all that, but like, then what happens? Then the money goes to the person you love. And first of all, people don't do that. And second of all, uh, when people do it, the other person doesn't appreciate it because they're not in love enough with the other person, because they expect, I guess, a lot, or because they don't give back anything. And so the first person thinks, I'm giving so much and I'm receiving nothing. This is not worth it, right? And it's terrible, right? Uh, it's terrible and it's understandable and at the same time. And so whose fault is this? Both both people, like not the like the person gifting a lot, but the fault is of people not gifting enough, not being committed enough to the other person, and to people that don't love the other person enough, or don't give back, or don't appreciate them enough. As a guy, I can say this, like, um, if I were in a relationship and I'm spending a lot of money, like material things, for my girlfriend, and she doesn't give me anything material back, like, or nothing much, but uh, but when I give, like, I give her the gift that I bought her, she looks so happy and she smiles so much and she screams out of joy, and she comes to me and hugs me and kisses me and all of that. That is already worth it. Like, that is already so worth it to me. And that's not the only thing she might do. She will spend more time with me because she knows she appreciates me. And this is also where like the biological thing comes in, right? I Maybe because it's just me, right? But like in general, men have more trouble expressing emotions, right? And like they have more trouble showing appreciation. So what they do is provide. I gift you something. I give you food or a plushie or a Kuromi gigantic sticker or plushie or I don't know, lamp or something, or a pencil or whatever, right? Women are way better at that. And so what they do is they don't provide something material, they show it with love. They show it with like being close and being extremely happy. And guess what? Like we people say this all the time, and it's very true for kind of everything, not only humans. Things gravitate towards other things that are different, in saying that easier opposites attract, right? And what I mean by this is that males absolutely love all of the affection and love that women give, and women absolutely love all the material things and all the love in that way that that men give, that males give. Of course, males can also give affection, and women can also give material things. However, if you're thinking like this, it means that you value material things above material things way too much. So, like, yeah, I don't even say. I don't even need to say anything here. So, material things are not important in that way, like for their value, monetary value, of course. They matter because you spent the time researching. You spent your own resources. When people say like, and they say this in a horrible way, like, my life, 1 hour of my life is worth 10 euros, right? Because, you know, the job that they work at pays 10 euros an hour. I'm not saying that that's not bad, but they're making a big mistake there, because they are valuing money way too much. Now, if you think, if you put money really high up in your priorities and like what's important to you and what matters, I can see why you would think something like that. But instead of thinking like, I spent an hour of my life for 10 euros, what if you think I spent an hour of my life for a beautiful gift for my girlfriend and for so much of her happiness? Isn't that a lot better? And this is so important, because if you manage to like view money not as money but as like happiness in a way, there is a better way to say this, but like experiences and happiness and value, personal value. If you can do that, then yeah, I can tell you, I am perfectly able and perfectly willing to throw an hour of my life to get a beautiful gift for my girlfriend. And you know, it is true, working is terrible and all of that, right? But we kind of have to, right? We're not at a point in evolution yet where we can not work anymore, unfortunately. We're way too many, first of all, and we're not advanced enough. And so you kind of have to, right? You have to accept it. And if you accept that, then if you put money super high up, then yeah, I can see why you would say, okay, 10 euro is nothing. I can't do anything with 10 euros. I just threw 1 hour of my life with it. But if you think, okay, I worked an entire week, so 30 hours or 40 hours or whatever it is, and half of that goes for my survivability, and half of that goes to beautiful experiences and beautiful moments with the people I love. Or me living better, right? Like me being able to afford like games that I can play with the person I love. Me being able to afford like clothes for her, or something else, right? Then that becomes, okay, I'm so willing to work because I care so much about that, about her. And this, guess what, is another place where lack of commitment is terrible, because people think, am I willing to work like to spend half of the hours I work in a week for my girlfriend? No, I'm not. And they say this, and to me that's like horrifying. That's incredibly, that's just incredible that people can think something like that. And it breaks everything, because suddenly you're not using like your money and your time at the same time for her, right? Or for him, or whatever. So you have less nice moments. You have less nice moments. You're further apart in your relationship. You're further apart. You care less for each other. You care less. You start arguing, and you start being even more apart, and you start being not really a couple anymore, and you're even less incentivized to spend your money for the other person, and your time, and your like commitment. And that's horrible. That's just the downfall of that relationship, when commitment goes away from either one of the people there. It's just basically over. And this is why, like I said, the commitment is so important in a relationship, because both have commitment. It can work. If one other person doesn't have the commitment, either the other is crazy, like crazy in love with the other person, which isn't always good, isn't always the best. Sometimes it's always good if the other person is also crazy in love. Like, if I have to rank relationships, like relationships where one is in love and the other is crazy in love, it just feels like they end up being awful for the crazy in love person. If both people are normally in love, then yeah, it's nice. If both people are crazy in love, which like, you might say, okay, no, that it will be terrible. No, that is the best case scenario, and it's also like a lot in how do I say this? This is also the case for a lot of the relationships that started as one crazy and one normally in love, because the person that's normal amount of love says, gosh, the other person loves oh my god, loves me so much. And they end up going crazy too for the other person, right? Which is beautiful, which is incredibly good. And yeah, and so both people are crazy for each other, right? But what happens is one is in love and the other is not in love, is not committed to be in love. It always breaks. It cannot work, and it makes of a horrible relationship, if you can even call it one. It's closer to a friendship, honestly, at that point, because commitment to love is the basis, and it's truly what makes a relationship. And you don't have that, it's over. It's simply over. And you don't have that because people are lazy and greedy, and they don't think it's worth it, and they're stupid. All of those reasons. So, like, after all of this, right? What? I don't even think there is a solution to this. I cannot go to people and say, be more committed, be more in love with other people, and I don't even think it's like horrible in a way, in the sense that a lot of people always say like, when there's a problem, you have to find a solution. You have to. It's useless if you think about a problem or if you complain about a problem and there's no solution. And I get that it's not really useful, but but like problems like these, when problems shouldn't exist in the first place, because this is something that I believe should not ever exist. Like, should not ever where we are now. Like I can see it can happen in fucking 1800 in the 1800s, right? But today, no, it should never exist today. So if there's a problem like that, like, and want to know the crazy thing? Why is there no solution to this problem? Because people wouldn't listen, because people are too proud, and because people are too stupid to learn from their mistakes, and they won't change. So it's also people's fault if there is no solution. So you have a problem caused by people that is not solvable because of people. Like, no shit, it's not solvable. And problems like this, I feel like are sometimes very worth to talk about, because it's kind of like it's kind of, I don't know, when you find someone to talk about these problems and they agree with you, and you can just talk about this like I'm talking right now, like just complaining, and it's this type of problem, it's just makes that connection with the other person so much better, honestly. And it honestly gives a bit of faith also, because you say, okay, finally there is someone else, there is someone who doesn't think like everyone else and thinks like me. And you can say it's selfish, I don't care. Like, enjoying where people agree with you is only natural, and it's only logical, and it's only right. Always enjoy when people agree with you. uh, like, even if you're wrong, like, you shouldn't enjoy, you shouldn't stop enjoying when people agree with you. You should just change your mind if you notice you're wrong, and then you will agree and enjoy when people will agree with your new opinion. Isn't that great? Ah, so yeah, it's just not ever going to be solved. And mm, and I guess this also means, uh, I guess maybe I should have talked about this. I kind of did. This has so many repercussions in today's society and today's relationships and today's any kind of relationship, really. um, you know why how people mention like the the male loneliness epidemic? I think that's how it's called. I don't see anything crazy in it. I don't understand people that they say, oh, the problem is fucking it's fucking internet and people are more alone because of internet. The main reason is because people are idiots, and finding and getting a relation and finding someone worth being in a relationship with is just so rare that uh, people even stop trying to. And that's like the ultimate failure, and the ultimate how do you say this? Mm, the ultimate result, I guess, of all of this relationship situation, right? When people stop wanting to commit in a relationship, in the sense that they stop even trying to find one. You know how people say it's so hard to get in a relationship? Well, that's hard, and they're trying. If you don't try, wanna guess how hard how much harder that is? It's, I would even want to say, impossible, right? And less relationships, less, less children and less all of that, but um, it's also kind of a uh, mm, relationships give sort of a fear of missing out, right? FOMO, where you see other people being in relationships and you really want one because they're so happy, right? And so you try harder, and trying harder in everything will increase your odds of succeeding, right? Um, the problem is now, first of all, you are seeing less relationships, so there's less fear of missing out. Second of all, the ones you're seeing, because you have such a bad reputation and such a bad idea of relationships and such an impossible idea of them, instead of seeing it in a good way and saying, "Gosh, relationships are so nice. I really want to try for one. I want to try so bad for one because I'm gonna be so happy in one, right?" Instead, you think, "Gosh, relationships are so hard. They're so impossible. Look at how much happy I would be if I had one. Look at how I would be so much happier, but it's never going to happen." And those two have such a different effect on you. It's insane. It's insanely crazy. And once you start thinking the second way, it's pretty much impossible to go back to the first way of thinking about relationships. So yeah, less relationships, less future relationships, and more problems, more horrible, more bad, because I'm sure everyone can agree having relationships is beautiful. Period. There's nothing to say about it. There's no asterisk anywhere. Having a good relationship is beautiful. And I honestly, I feel even bad saying good because a relationship for me is a relationship if it's good. So I don't even need to say that it's good. If it's not good, it's not a relationship. It's just two people being weird with each other and like doing random stuff. That's not what relationships are about. And I guess I really want to complain again. I I said the same thing in the last video about the intelligence one, where I just wanted to complain about stuff. This time I will, because it's like just what I want to do. Like I want to complain about people cheating. Want to complain about people just being so greedy, being like so mean with each other. Gosh, that's so horrible. Like like if you go out with your friends as a guy and your girlfriend and you come home, right, and your girlfriend is mad at you that you were out, like what the fuck is that? What is that? Just why are you doing that? The girl, first of all, why are you being mad at your boyfriend for no reason? Why are you being mean? Why are they going, where were you? Huh? Where did you go for the past 5 hours? Why didn't you answer with your phone? Why all of that? Like, and I mean, jealousy is bad, of course, but a little bit of jealousy is not awful, truthfully. But when jealousy starts resulting in being mad at the other person, it's just over. Like I and this is another reason why people are so scared of relationships, right? Even myself, like I cannot imagine me being super committed to a girl and then anything happens and she talks to me like that. She talks to me in the same way like a normal ass friend would if anything happened, or my mom or something. Like I really could not be able to handle that, because to me that's the meme that's kind of funny where people say like um you said you didn't love me anymore, and something like, no, you cannot have 3 packs of cookies this evening, and they say it's the same thing, right? That's really funny. That thing is also true. Like, if you're talking to me like that, to me, it's like saying you don't love me anymore. You've never loved me, even, because I personally don't see how someone that loved me started talking to me like that, with that tone, with that, with so much pride and with so much just power and wanting to control. To me, just horrible. It's just horrifying, and it's so scary. It's so scary. And guess what? The pool of people even shrinks down, gets. You see how big she is? Hold on. I'll. There. The pool goes from this size to this size of people, you know? Because suddenly people are horrible, right? And so you're so scared of running into someone horrible that your pool of people decreases a lot, and you get much more picky, and you're also much more scared to investigating people. And it's what ends up happening after all of that is you don't find a relationship. Obviously, you don't find anyone. Both because you probably wouldn't have found anyone suitable for you, but maybe even if you did, you just missed out because you were too scared. And think about the other person perspective. If they were suitable for you, they were probably like you. They were too scared of finding relationships, and it happened that you could meet each other, and it just didn't work. It just you were scared, and she was scared, and you didn't know if you could ask more, and she didn't know how to act, and you thought, no, she's just like everyone else, and she thought, no, he's just like everyone else. And yeah, that's how it goes. Nobody finds a relationship. Fucking male loneliness epidemics. No fucking shit. No fucking shit. Less kids, less all of that. No wonder. Like it's so. Like you might ask me. Maybe will you ask? I don't know. Maybe like um I said like this like now less kids, less relationship. Like if I say less, it means that in the past there were more. Like were there more in the past? First of all, because people did not bother thinking about being so greedy, being so selfish, did not have just did not live in a position to be greedy and selfish. Um, if you think like, uh, and this is kind of both a good and a bad thing, I guess. Like, I can make this example about women. Like, I guess if women can earn on their own money, right, and can any job they want, which is obviously incredibly good, then they might start thinking, well, why would I need to find someone to work for me, right? Which is incredibly stupid, but you know, that's one reason why people started thinking that, women started thinking that, and that's a big reason why relationships don't work. A lot of women are way too selfish and want to be way too independent. Now let me say something bad about males, or else about men, or you'll be after me with the forks and the fire things. So men So men have the problem of providing and being kind to the girl, right? So So men have the problem of not wanting to provide, not wanting to be to commit their time and their money and their energy for the girl. They're um like, and also there's a problem, they want to be too cool and too I don't know, I don't even know, too nonchalant or something. uh that's not like that. All of those things are not good. They don't make your relationship good. They, in the other way, they make your relationship bad, because you're basically just maybe friends even, or something like that. What do you, what, why would you try to be cooler with someone you love and that loves you? That doesn't make any sense. Of course you want to be like, you want to look and sound the best as you can, but if you know her and she knows you, like, wouldn't you want her to love you as you are? No, because I'm scared she'll leave me. Damn, that sucks. Then, like, what? If she doesn't like you, she will never be with you. First of all, like that's really easy. So don't be anyone else. Be you, and if she wants you, then she will be with you, not with you being nonchalant, like an idiot, you know. And then, like, what I hear males say, this happens to females too, but like way more males say, like, I it's like, I really need some time with my friends. I cannot stand her anymore. She's really annoying, and she's really uh she's too clingy, and she's too something like that. Like, to me, that's the exact same thing as uh like monkey speaking. I cannot even, if I'm like, you know, when you see like text that goes like blah 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 and all that, to me that's the exact same thing. It doesn't mean anything. What do you mean by that? What did you call your girlfriend? You really called her boring and too clingy and annoying? I don't even know how these people really exist. If you allow myself to be, if you allow me to be like to, you know, complain a lot, I don't even know people like that can exist. That's just it's just, I don't have words to describe what goes in my mind when I hear stuff like that. And it's beyond horrifying. Like, how can you think your girlfriend is too clingy and annoying and boring? And if you really think that, then she's not your girlfriend. Period. Like, leave her. Don't be with someone like that. And you know, people have flaws, right? But not she's annoying flaw. She's annoying to be with. She bothers me type of thing. Like, to me, it is not crazy. It is absolutely not crazy to say that most relationships, the other person doesn't have a single flaw to you. Like, people always say like, you're flawless, you're so beautiful, right? And they of course don't mean it in the personality way. They mean it in the beauty way, if they even mean it. But whatever. So, but that, like, should apply to personality too. Like, of course, you won't agree on everything, right? But that's not a flaw. A flaw is something that you do not like. Period. And if you're able to live with it, then yes, you say, okay, I can be in a relationship with that person. But if it's not for you, if it's not enough, like if it's too much for you, then then no, don't be in a relationship with that person. I think that for many things about girls, if she's mean, I cannot stand a person like that. I cannot stand a girl like that. If she's mean to others and to me, and she's like not kind, and she's and she doesn't really like care a lot about me, like that's not happening to me. I cannot be with a person like that. And you're not picky if you think that too. Like you can be picky, right? And say like, no, let me rephrase that. It is possible that you end up being too picky, you can say, but I believe that having preferences in relationship is really valid. It's better to have strict preferences that having none and just jumping in from one relationship to the other, which is another thing I will never understand how people do. First of all, how are they doing that? Like, how are you finding so many relationships and you're getting into so many? And second of all, how are your relationships lasting so little? And don't they affect you in any way? Of course they don't affect you in any way. They weren't relationships in the first place. It was just you and another person being a little closer than friends. That's it. And it ended because there was never love, probably, in the first place. You just got together because you liked each other, like, face-wise, probably. And what was I saying? Yeah, probably. I don't know. What was I saying? I guess yeah, like the flaws that people have that don't allow for a relationship. Like there's the whole cheating part. I remember when I said earlier, like that whole monkey language. That's even worse. That's like, I don't know, demonic language. I don't know. I seriously heard people saying like talking about cheating and yeah, I'm seeing another girl. Wait, aren't you in a relationship? Yeah, why? Like they will seriously tell you, yeah, why? Question mark. That's not that's laughable in the sense that you're so stupid it makes me laugh, but also in the sense I'd rather laugh than cry. Like that's worthy of crying, even stuff like that. It's just so insane, honestly. And I would say so many things about cheating, but one thing I hate is when people talk about like very basic things in a very like proud tone and proud way, in the like telling other people I'm so smart. Here's what I'm saying. And if I sounded like that, I'm really sorry. First of all, if I sounded like that in this video and any other video, I'm really sorry. I did not really not mean anything like that. But if I did, I'm genuinely apologize. So that's why I don't really want to know it now, because me saying cheating is bad, like no fucking shit, it's bad. Thank you. Where's my Nobel? You know, stuff like that. So no, I don't really want to say things like that, but just cheating is just one of those things that kind of ruin, and it's also one of the things that make people scared of relationships. So scared. I said earlier, I cannot handle if my girlfriend says is mean to me when I come back from anywhere. If she cheats on me, like I don't want to say my life is over, but it's close. It is extremely close. And at this point, at that point, it would, in my mind, it would be, why is there even something that is so worth to for me to stay alive at that point? Because it's just, and you can think I'm overreacting and all that. I don't give a shit, honestly, because stuff like that is just, and I guess that's also why people are afraid of committing, right? Because the more you commit, the more a breakup and cheating hurts, and you know, breaking up hurts, right? But it's okay that it hurts. It's, no one likes it, obviously, but want to know something? If people acted right in relationships, the amount of breakups will be extremely tiny. Like, let's say that number is 100. The actual number, let's say the number today is 100. The number of breakups that in an ideal situation there would be like 2, maybe 2, maybe even less. So what's that? A 98% reduction? So, 1/50th of what is now. So, and why is that? Because first of all, people don't get casually in relationships like it's, a game, or I don't know, something like that. Like I swear people say oh, I'm with insert girl's name, in the same way they go like, oh, I started playing fucking, I don't know, Terraria or something like that. Like, how is that possible? I really don't get it. And so people will get in relationships way less often. So there would be a total amount of relationship that is way lower, but those relationships would last for so long, because suddenly people want to look for the ideal person, want to look for the person to commit forever. And when you want to commit forever, you want to choose right. And it's normal you do. And even if it's not the best ever, the best possible person, you might still say that's worth committing. Or maybe it's not. Maybe you will keep looking, but you won't get in a relationship that will go nowhere to find out. Because those things, like, if you're not entirely sure from the start, you will absolutely not get more sure as you as you spend more time together. I believe the approach that you should take should be okay, this person looks perfect in my eyes. Like, I don't see anything wrong about there. Let's get in a relationship. I want to get in a relationship. And if it works, like you get in a relationship, then you see all the minor things, all the tiny little things. And this is the only case where if it's really bad, if something just happens, then you break up. And like, that's okay, right? I'm sure there are situations where, she was perfect in your eyes and then you ended up being very different. And of course, this only works if both parties act right in a relationship. Because if you think she's perfect, let's get in a relationship to make sure she's the one for me, but she thinks, oh, that's a hot guy, let's get in a relationship, that will only work if somehow you're her dream guy. You won't be. It's very unlikely. You probably won't be. Which means it won't work out. So she needs to also be like, okay, he's really kind, he's really sweet, he's so nice, he's even good looking, he's even, he's tall, he has all the things I want. Let's get in a relationship, and if he's the one, I will know for certain in like a few months of dating, or a year, or 2 years, or whatever. And when stuff like this happens, you're not breaking up. Like, the odds are too low. If you're smart with this kind of stuff, like, people are not that complex. They're not like that unpredictable, and that, how do you say this? Like, they can't be this and be this and this and this and this at the same time. They can be everything. If they are something, they probably have a lot of characteristics that are similar to that in the same group, which means that the probability of you being like, oh, she wasn't like I thought she was, I don't like her anymore, is extremely low. Very, very low. Less breakups, more long relationship. People are less scared of breakups, equals even more relationships. Even more and longer relationships. Wow, isn't it great? If only people could actually act like that. Oh, wait. Yeah. So, relationships are maybe even the most, I guess, fragile example of if one does it wrong, it's always wrong. It's wrong for everyone. You know that like I mentioned this in another video. The guy that does the simulation where like someone acts kindly and someone acts greedy, and it does like survival simulations, right? So the same thing works, by the way, with morals and with relationships, right? If everyone follows morals, they work amazingly. Everyone is happy. If one person doesn't follow morals, they're a fucking idiot. Everyone else is still happy. If 10, 15, 20, 50, 100, 200, 5,000, 100 million people don't follow morals, it breaks. Everything breaks, and whoever doesn't follow them strictly is like chilling, and whoever follows them strictly almost always has a disadvantage. In relationships, if one or two people start acting like that, it just breaks. Everything breaks. Unless someone manages to stay really isolated, but like it feels like it's something that will spread so fast, and it's of course humans' job to be intelligent and smart and all of that, and say no, they are the idiots, and relationship will keep being nice and good and happy and all of that. But yeah, it's just something that the more it happens, the more it will happen, and there isn't a counterpart that's like the more it happens, the less bad relationships there will be. There isn't. It's just either people always act like this, always try to have nice relationships, always are smart about relationships, always try to look for the perfect partner instead of jumping around, or not. It's or don't, or they don't. Like either everyone does that, or kind of no one does that. Really few people do, and that's really that's really awful. And that's another reason why, scared of relationships. I'm so worried. I'm so scared that they're so painful and all that. But whatever. So I think I'm gonna stop here. There's a lot more to talk about relationships in general. Probably there's a lot to talk about, even friendly relationships in that way. There's so much more on like what to talk about, like what type of relationships should even exist and should not exist. Like to me, the only really type of romantic relationship that should exist is one person with the other. That's it. They love each other so much. They're crazy in love with each other. They spend their life together, right? Everything else is, to me, insanity. And, when you hear like more than two people or open relationships, no, I my brain starts frying and melting on the floor when I hear stuff like that. So I don't even know if I want to talk about that, but yeah, there is that is something to be talking about. And you know, if you can take something away from this video, it's not necessarily everything, but I wanted to make a joke. So there, this is Kuromi, right? So in the series, in the first series, I believe she appears in, which is Onegai My Melody. She is like super in love with a guy. It's like the really hot, extremely smart guy, you know, all that, super nonchalant and all that. So, and he doesn't love her back, obviously. Don't be like her in the in the series, right? Because she's super obsessed, and you know, Baku, right? That's how her friend, they're like criminal partner almost is named, and she doesn't give a shit about them, which is really sad, which is really bad. But really, I think in the end, they end up being more connected anyway. And I don't remember if she I really should need to finish it to say this, but like it ends up being that you know, she was crazy for him first, and it didn't matter. Like it didn't work out, or it did work out, and he also got a little in love with her. I don't remember. I don't know. So yeah, take away from this video: be in love with people that you love, and get in a relationship if you love each other. Know more about them if you truly think they can be the one. Don't be that person is cool or whatever and it's mildly good looking, let's get in a relationship. No. That's what friendships are for, you know? That's what, I don't know, best friends are for. People that you like and you enjoy spending time with. That's it. People that you love and you're in love with and want to spend the rest of the time with. That's what relationships are for. Or people, I should say person, the singular person. Please one person. Don't be like that, you know, whatever. So yes, that's it for this video. Don't worry, Kuromi is better now. She will find her, you know, her prince soon, of course. But you know, if this is for you males, probably most likely. If you, when you get a girlfriend, please gift her this plushie. Here you go. Beautiful plushie. Either this or whatever cartoon character she likes or she loves the most. I really love Snoopy. You can do that, or Hello Kitty, or My Melody, or anyone, Sanrio, or like Disney. Do that. She will love it. Absolutely. Do that, please. And girls, do that to your boyfriend. Absolutely do it. Most likely boyfriend, of course. But ask him what he loves. Give them a plushie. They will absolutely love it. Please do that. So bye bye everyone. See you next time, probably with hopefully with a nicer topic. I don't know. This was nice, but not nice. I don't know if you get what I mean. So bye from Kuromi with a little tiny skull. This is a friend. It's so cute. She moves like, I don't know if you've ever seen it, like when she gets happy or something, even the skull gets happy. It's so adorable. Whatever, I'll stop yapping. Bye.